Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imani and I love all things planner and self-care related. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss new content. In today's video, we are going to do like a weekly reset of the planner and just plan for the upcoming week, which I'm really excited for because I have PTO all week, which is much needed. But we're also going to do like a little reintroduction. I haven't done an introduction since I think I launched this page in like July of 2020, so we are long overdue. I'm just going to plan, talk about a few facts about me, and get ready for the week. So grab your planner, grab your favorite beverage, and your favorite pen, and let's get started. So before we start getting into the facts, I just want to update my planner quickly. So Thursday of last week was 4th of July here in the United States, so I definitely did not pick up my planner then. And Friday, I had to go to work, and a lot of my coworkers were off, so it was a busy day. Long way of saying I have not really touched this planner in a couple days, so I just want to update a few things. I've researched some art for our new apartment, so that is great. And this is really what I wanted to track because I haven't tracked anything since Thursday. So let me take a few moments to recall back what I did and we can get started with other updates. Okay, so here are my updates thus far. I am really liking tracking my habits via paper. I know I have flipped back and forth. If you look through some of the videos on my page, I have gone from digital to paper to some sort of hybrid. And honestly, this is what is working for me right now. So that's a really big lesson in planning. Just go with what works for you. And then, as you can see, like I said, the 4th, I didn't do anything. So let me catch up on my gratitude as well. Okay, so as you can see here with my gratitude tracker, I just write down a quick thing that I'm grateful for in that day. Some of these things are meant to jog memories. Others are just, you know what, today was an easy day. I'm grateful for it. I'm gonna hold space for it and, just verbally say that I'm grateful for that easy-ish day. So it's not meant for me to be like deeply journaling. There's not really a lot of lines here or a lot of space, as you can see. There is enough lines for the entire month, but you can't write like a full paragraph here. So this is really just reflect on the day. What's one thing you're grateful for? And even if nothing big happened, I know that this will remind me to just appreciate the small moments and practice gratitude and give space for those. In last week's video, I filled out this Ivy Lee method insert really as a way of just kind of writing out some goals, both personal and business, on the back. And now that it's the end of the week, I feel like now is an appropriate time to kind of reflect on how I did with those goals. So we're gonna see how this goes. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this up, but I do like the idea of having it in my planner front and center because I kept it in the middle of my week. So it was right there every time that I opened my planner in the beginning of the week, definitely not towards the end, but it was nice to see that kind of reminder right in the middle of my plans. So I'm gonna try it again this next week that we're gonna plan for because I like it so far. Well, there's really not anything to not like, right? So let me try to just write a quick reflection here and then we can continue on with planning. This is very clearly not my neatest handwriting, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I did not write anything for be intentional, no frivolous spending, because feel like I did fairly well in those categories. For the intentional category, I was really, really focused this week on my mindset, especially at work and about work related things. So it was a great week for me mentally for work, even though all of the circumstances and just details were present for a very kind of stressful week. I was really intentional just about maintaining my mood, and if I needed to step away, I stepped away and wasn't too hard on myself. So I was really proud of myself. And then frivolous spending, I did well. I did kind of go on a little shopping spree Saturday morning, but you know what? We're not going to judge because that's much better than what I've been doing lately. So I'm proud of myself, but we're just not going to write it right there. Okay, let me get my planner out so we can get ready for next week. So the first kind of fun fact I want to talk about isn't really a fun fact, but I don't know about you. Sometimes I'm just one of those people who I don't really have like a lot of fun facts about me, so we're just gonna talk about facts. But they're fun because they're about me, and I think they're fun. So I was born November 26th, but I was actually meant to be born in the beginning of January. So I came out pretty early, and my parents had no clothes for me. It was a complete surprise for them. My mom was actually in labor on Thanksgiving, and everyone's like, oh, like you're gonna give birth soon, blah, blah, blah. She was like, no, I don't think so. I was her first, so she had no idea what it felt like. And then I came out on Black Friday in 1993. So surprise parents, I'm here. And that's always like a really fun story to tell because my favorite food in the world is macaroni and cheese. And my mom had to make macaroni and cheese that year for Thanksgiving for her family's dinner. So that's always like a fun fact I like to tell. So yeah, definitely a lover of all things Friday. I would say like Friday or Saturday is one of my favorite days of the week as well, just because it's the day that I was born. So let's see. This week, although I have PTO, I have a lot going on. So Tuesday, I have a nail appointment. So we're just gonna write nail appointment. And that is at 3:30 p. Okay. Then Wednesday, I have a money meeting with Ian, who's my fiance, which leads me to the next fact. I got engaged last year in Portugal. So one thing that Ian and I really love to do is travel. And each year we just try to pick a new state or a new country to visit. This year, because we're saving for like things related to wedding and we're moving unexpectedly, because I definitely intended to stay, we're not traveling internationally this year, although Canada is like right in downtown of where we live. So we may go to Canada, but we don't really consider that international travel. But we decided to go to Portugal and it was awesome. I don't even think I did a vlog for that. I probably should have. And yeah, we got engaged on October 28th, which is super exciting. It was a beautiful time. So I have a board meeting, which is really a committee meeting, but that's at 6:30 on Thursday. So we're just gonna write committee below so that I know it's not the overall board meeting and just the committee meeting. And then Friday, I have a massage scheduled for I think it's like 10:30 in the morning, which isn't the best, but I didn't want to do like 3:30, which was the only other option they had. And then Saturday, we have our anniversary dinner. So our anniversary was July 3rd, but because life has been hectic lately, we are celebrating on the 13th. So I think dinner is at like 7:30. That's usually the time I like to make Saturday dinners. And then I'm having brunch with a friend at 12. I love how this is a week of PTO, meant to relax, and I think that is the most I've ever written down for like daily events, meetings, appointments in a very long time. But I just wanted to fit everything in, and really for me it's more of like a mental just pause, not necessarily like a physical pause, because I still plan to work on content. So that is everything for the events, meetings. I am going to just write that Friday is a payday. I don't want to write that. Let's do something different today, y'all. Let's do something different. Okay. So I showcased these highlighters that I got. They are linked in my Amazon storefront if you are interested. I really like them because the colors are really light and they're not like these bold, bright, colorful things, although I'm really in that mode lately. I like how muted they are. So we'll just write payday. I'm trying to figure out how to hold the pen or hold the highlighter. So we're gonna cover that up. I'm gonna grab a black highlighter or sticky note and we're just gonna cover that right on up because that was hideous. I don't know what I was doing. And it's perfect again. Okay, great. That was hideous. I don't know what I was doing, but the highlighter is chiseled, so it's hard. It's hard to write with that. It's really just highlighting, so we're just gonna forget about it. And see, now look, everything is perfect. So the next fun fact about me is not really a fun fact, but I have only ever broken one bone. And as a kid, I'm really surprised because I used to like run around with my cousins and everything like that. So the fact that I only broke one bone ever growing up is really funny to me. And I broke it at school in gym class because we were playing basketball and I went to go get a rebound and the ball just like fell right on top of my finger and it was not pretty. But my parents did not take me to the doctors. They just put like one of those little flat splints on it and was like, good luck. And it was actually my ring finger. So my ring finger was crooked for years and it finally straightened itself out. So my parents were like, see, you're fine. You turned out fine. But it's always been like a really funny thing to talk about because I'm like, what would have happened if it didn't straighten out, Mom and Dad? Like, what would we have done? Oh, gotta love parents sometimes. Okay, so what I want to do is test this out to see. I think this is pretty light. Yeah, that's pretty light. I wanted something a little bit more pinkish, so we're gonna go for this one. And we're gonna highlight all of the events and meetings and appointments and reservations. Can't believe it's such a busy week. Perfect. Okay. Next up, let's see. Let's do the weekly to-do list. I'm gonna pull out last week so I can carry over anything that I didn't accomplish. I am going to leave the list at that. I actually really struggled to find things to do this week, which is odd for me. I feel like everything is so far away that like why am I planning this early for it? But things are gonna be here before you know it. So for example, our move, we get the keys July 31st. I really need to clean out our front closet and pare down on things, donate what we are not keeping, especially my clothes. I have an Amazon return. The wedding is not about me. I need to find a wedding guest dress for my cousin's wedding later in the month. And I just want to kind of finalize my plans for July as far as content are concerned. But new on this list is the 10K steps challenge. So I'm going to try to walk 10K. I'm not going to try. I am going to walk 10,000 steps at least, bare minimum 10,000 per day. Just trying to really increase my movement. So if you have any tips below, please let me know. I'm gonna keep track on my Apple Watch, so I'm really excited to just get that started. And because I have PTO, I don't want to just kind of lay around, even though I could if I want to, because it's meant to relax. I do want to at least try to get 2 books read this week as well. So like I said, I'm gonna leave it at that, but the one thing that I know for sure I really want to accomplish is the Amazon return and the wedding guest dress. So we'll get those highlighted. And I want to highlight this as well because I don't like the fact that it's different. And now it's like a completely different color than the rest. Great. Okay, because we have this here, what I'm going to do is write a business week to-do list. So we're gonna grab this silver pen. I'm gonna kind of decorate the outside and we'll write a quick to-do list for the business side as well. I am really sad because this pen started to skip, and I think you can kind of see it with the word hard drive, but we're gonna leave it as is. I managed to get it so that it doesn't look terrible, but this is by far my favorite pen to write with on these sticky notes, so hopefully I need it to last a long time. I probably need to switch off on silver and white more often, so then that way I'm not using one or the other too frequently. So the next fun fact about me is that I had the absolute privilege to study abroad in Paris, which was so much fun. I did it in undergrad and I had the time of my life. I do not speak any French, which I know that sometimes people can deem disrespectful, but I did speak enough Spanish that if I needed to, I could get around. And because Spanish and French are similar, of course they're not the same. I'm definitely not trying to say that, but it was easier, I think, for me to navigate as opposed to those who didn't speak either language or who hadn't really studied it like I had at that point. So it was the time of my life. I did get lost, but I was able to kind of navigate myself like back to the apartment that we were staying at, and I don't know, it was just such a great time and I really want to go back. In fact, Ian and I are thinking about going back for our honeymoon, so I'm excited about. Whoa, what is that? Okay, well, that's ugly. So this highlighter does not work well on this paper. So the paper is really, really smooth. I don't know if you can hear that. It's super smooth. So I would just say if you do have these are from Muji and they're some of my favorite sticky notes. I'm gonna have to try to get to Muji and buy some more. But if you do have this sticky notepad, I would just be conscious of the highlighters that you're using on here and probably the pens too. I know I like to give my pens time to dry because it can definitely be smeared if you run over it too quickly, but I love this sticky note. It's one of my favorites. So we're just gonna try again and write daily affirmations. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever studied abroad or if you've traveled abroad, where are your favorite places. Ian and I, like I said, we are thinking about our honeymoon and we have a few places in mind because I think we're gonna do 2 weeks and we just kind of want some ideas. I think I know where we're gonna go, but I'm still really looking for one last place in Europe. So if you have any recommendations, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I'll greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna put this here. I know it covers things. Where do we put it here? Right here. I don't know where to put this, y'all. Let's put it right here. See, I smeared it, but that's not bad. So we're gonna leave that as is. Yep, we're just gonna leave that as is. Next up is our last insert, which is the Ivy Lee Method insert. And we're gonna do like the same thing I did last week, personal goals on front and business goals on the back. So small little update that's actually not really all that small. Ian and I decided that we are not going to have a wedding. Y'all, after I started calculating everything that we wanted, our budget was at like $45,000. And I don't know about y'all, but I work too hard to be spending $45,000 on other people. So we decided to take the route of just going on a 2-week long honeymoon. And that's why we are looking for places to visit. Like 1 week will be in Europe and the other week will be at a resort somewhere. Ian wants to go to Bali. Still processing that for me personally. So if you have any recommendations, like I said, for one of the last places in Europe, so far I think we're gonna do London, Paris, maybe Rome, but I'm open to different opportunities. Nothing in Portugal because we went to multiple cities in Portugal, but if you have any other recommendations, let me know. But yeah, I'd say that was like an update, but it really truly is a big update. I feel like everyone is so surprised when I tell them, and then I tell them about our budget being 45,000 and they were like, oh, so yeah, things are super expensive, and I'd rather spend that money on me personally. So I think that's the best decision for us, but stay tuned because I'm definitely going to be giving away the Erin Condren wedding planner. I just haven't figured out like the terms, conditions, like how I want to do the giveaway. So we'll see about that. So I'm going to take a few moments to think about the personal goals and the business goals, and then I'll get those written down. So my last fun fact that I want to talk about is the fact that I have been an attorney since 2019, and really that's kind of what sparked all of this like planning and self-care content, because it's stressful, right? And I know that so many of us live stressful lives, so I really lean heavily in planning and self-care. Not only just like planning self-care, but actually sitting down to plan is one of the most calming things to me. Let me know in the comments below if you feel the same way, but like the act of sitting down and grabbing highlighters and writing, that is so calming to me. So really planning just serves so many purposes for me. But yeah, a lot of people, I think so, I've told people that I've been an attorney before, so people like often have questions about that. So if you do, feel free to send me an email about it. But yeah, that's the source of a lot of my stress and the reason why you see me taking PTO this week and kind of just trying to relax and get my mind off things. As far as the business goals are concerned, well, what do we want to do? I want to put daily YouTube again, just to really show up for you all here in the way that I want to. I want to finalize my pins for July, so I'm not creating weekly, which has worked out okay, but still sometimes they take so much time that I want to get out of creating pins every week. Like I would just prefer to do something per month, like twice per month, and create for the month instead of having to do it 4 times per month, but we'll see how that goes. And then I want to accomplish 2 blog posts, not get them posted, but really just written. And one of them will go up this week, the other will go up next week, but we'll just write drafted. So I know I'm not putting out 2 blog posts, but really just working on getting ahead, so I'm not writing weekly. The last 3, let me take a moment to think about and then write those down. So the goals are done for the Ivy Lee method, and here is what the layout will look like. So we have the beginning pages, which is Monday, Thursday, Friday. We have this goals page right in the middle, and then we have the rest of the days of the week on the other page. I'm really liking this layout. Again, it's nice to have my goals front and center, as well as a to-do list here, business to do here. As you can see, I've just combined everything because it's a lot simpler this way instead of trying to have multiple planners and multiple sections. This way is working for me right now, so I'm leaning into that. Before we go, I just want to test to see if the sugar highlighter gives me the same issues. And it kind of does, maybe not as bad. I'm almost scared to do this. Let's try it. Oh, that looks so bad. That looks so bad. Okay, I shouldn't have done that, but we're just gonna leave it as is because it's not terrible, but it's definitely smearing a bit. But that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed the fun facts and watching me reset for the week. I hope your planner reset goes well this week, and I hope you have a great week. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.